the boat insurance, so.
What's the procedure when a boat sinks? Who do you call, the boat owner or the sea tow, or what do you call?
The first person you call is the boat owner to get them down there, and technically it's on them. If somebody sees it, reports it, before we get there, it's gonna go to the Coast Guard, they're gonna call the National Response Center. It's gonna prompt DEP to come down as well, and then they're gonna be looking for a cleanup plan from the boat owner. And if the boat owner doesn't have insurance, if you can't find them, somebody's stuck carrying the bag for cleaning it up,
Yeah.
so.
Well, Mike, you got all kinds of problems with that. First off, what are you gonna do? You have the harbor masters sit over there at the launching ramp and look for binders?
Look for blind, what do you mean, look for blind?
Well, if you're gonna have boat insurance, you're gonna mandate boat insurance, that means everybody. That means the marinas, that means people using launching ramps.
All the
and people
marinas
on
have
boats.
insurance, all the marinas have insurance.
What's that?
The marinas have insurance, you have to provide your insurance in the marinas.
He's talking about moorings, he's not talking about.
I know, but
trailers.
you can't just pick on them. What about people launching boats in the launching ramp? How do you know they have insurance? And secondly, most people who have boat insurance doesn't mean that they have oil spill insurance.
You're supposed to.
It's an option.
It's an option, yeah? You don't have to have it. A lot of people don't pick it.
I'm in the a lot of, depending on the insurance company, a lot of them do provide pollution coverage. But you might have it, you may not. It can be part of the package that you buy. All depends on the insurance company, so.
Well, I just bought $1 million personal liability boat insurance that I had to put the town of Marshfield as secondary insured.
Additional insured, yeah.
I have no idea if it has oil spill insurance on it because all I have is a binder,
Yep,
you know?
Right.
That's for mooring work, Steve, it's not for, you know what I mean? Pretty much they-
No, but that insurance is for everything. I insured the boat, the hull, the whole thing with that insurance program.
I personally have a 19-foot Boston whaler, I have a $500,000 oil pollution coverage.
You do, but that doesn't mean everybody else
It
does.
wasn't, but it's required in Situate, you have to have it. You have to have it. But like, it's the same thing, Steve, if a boat breaks off a mooring and smashes into your boat with no insurance, what's gonna
But
happen?
why wouldn't you mandate it for boats being launched in the launching ramp then too? Because they have to travel through the harbor.
I think that part's unenforceable, but the moorings are not. The moorings are being moored in the town of Marshfield, and that's where the legal authority comes from. You know what I mean? It's not gonna be solved tonight, but I'm just saying we should be thinking about it.
Yeah.
Yacht Club has insurance too, right? You guys have insurance?
Yeah.
So your insurance for the yacht club insures any individual boat that sinks?
Each
What's
boat
that?
has to have, each boat has to have their own insurance.
Each boat has their own insurance?
Yes.
Yeah.
But I do know, let's say you got 40 grand in hull coverage, not counting the spill, they'll
Yeah.
only cover up to that amount. If you gotta go, say it costs 50 grand to do whatever with your boat,
Yeah.
you're liable for the next 10, I believe.
And we've had some boats sink in the river and Green Harbor, and they were cleaned up, and they hired environmental companies, and it was taken care of. So I know the process works, and in Situate as well, when the barge flipped over, I know that kind of was covered, but, you know. The thing is, like, if somebody's boat breaks loose and hits like 10 other lobster boats going out of the harbor, you know, I don't think the lobsterman, who's boats in the mooring doing the right thing, gets hit, and now he has to fix his own boat.
What happens if a Yahoo weekender who's leaving from the launching ramp hits the throttle and smashes into a lobster boat?
Well,
I mean-
hopefully we caught it on camera, you know what I mean? We've had many incidents on camera where boats broke off moorings and things like that.
I'm just saying that you have to equally enforce insurance on boats if you're gonna do it.
I don't know how you can enforce that at a state boat ramp, but it'd be almost impossible,
Tied to the launching permit.
you know? To the launching permit, yeah, but how, so for a QR code, you're gonna have to upload their insurance, I think it's impossible. It's impossible. Like I said, it's food for thought.
Yeah, it's something to go over. We're gonna have to go over these,
Yeah,
everything
yes.
in a future meeting, but it's, let's think about it and get some more ideas.
Dave, what's the deal with Situate? And I know you guys just did some mooring stuff over there. Can you enlighten us a little bit about that, if you know, or?
We just updated our rules and regs, and it's not tied into the bylaws, so everybody's required, being in moorings, on moorings, and to cover insurance. I can't remember if it's $500,000 or $1 million. What's
It's $1 million
required.
for the town of Situate. It's-
Yeah, so there's a process when you're going through and signing back up and paying your fees for the year. But it also includes the insurance fees as well.
And Situate is co-insured, or whatever the word is.
Additional name insured.
Yeah,
Yes.
So, I'm sorry, so Situate has a policy, part of their mooring fee? Is that what you were saying?
It's part of the mooring packet, so it's not part of the fee. The fee is it's the fee per foot, and then it's the Waterways fee. So we've got the two, and then you have to also provide insurance.
So you're requiring the mooring holders to have insurance?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
And you don't get your sticker unless you have to show it to them every year.
That's the question.
Yes.
Isn't there a fund, the state has a fund for boats that sink and no one's claiming
Derelict boats.
derelict boats? Like, there was one in Providence, there was,
There were a couple in
Plymouth,
Provincetown.
Yeah.
Plymouth, yeah.
well, the Artemis in Provincetown, and then there was the Shirley Rowland in sank in Woods Hole.
What's his name there? Remember the guy from Marshfield that ran for the selectman? And he had that boat, he was gonna throw dynamite in to kill tuna fish, and then he tied it up in Plymouth and it sunk. And then he wrote a letter to Plymouth saying that he was abandoning the boat, and then he took him, released him from all liability. That's what happened. There's some federal program where you abandon the boat and then you're released from liability. What was his name? What was the guy's name? I think he went to school with him, Bobby. I forget what his name was. He was a crazy guy. He had that boat, he was gonna throw dynamite off at Stowaway.
You know, he used to ring that Johnny Green had.
Yeah,
That-
Shirley Rowland, yeah.
Shirley Rowland, yeah.
But-
When Billy came on in his tank in Woods Hole,
Oh, yeah.
I think there's a fund.
I specifically remember the Plymouth sinking though. He wrote a letter saying that he was abandoning the boat and the feds that would then became responsible to get it out of there. They brought it in a clamshell and then just picked it apart in pieces and put it in a.
But you have to do that before it sinks, right?
Huh?
You have to do that before, let's say it
No,
sinks?
after it sank he did it.
Oh, really?
Yeah, afterwards, yeah. The hell was it, that guy's name? Crazy guy, you don't remember, he was tied up at Grand Rock, he was gonna do dynamite tuna fish to catch him. I forget it, his father ran for selectman, that's what it was.
I'll look into it. I know there's federal funds like through CircleUp, but those are like major incidents. And really actually it's paid by the oil companies to have a fund, a trust fund. But I don't think it goes down to individual bills, but. I know like in Florida, like in the hurricanes, you have like 60 days to remove your boat, otherwise they seize it and take it. So, but
What, after it sinks in the hurricane, you mean?
after they float like 2 miles inland, yeah. So, but that's Florida. But I think that my reasoning, I think the insurance is a good idea in case a boat, a little different on the road, but uninsured boat, Paul would know best. Uninsured vehicle hits your truck or something, and the other person doesn't have insurance, you know, that's why you should kind of have insurance, you know? But I'm not an insurance agent.
So we'll review,
Does that have to become a bylaw?
It could be a resolution, it has to be approved by, well, bylaws go from the town meeting, which would be the next year's one, it'd probably October, or regulations can go to the board of selectmen. It'll probably be a bylaw. So, and bylaws have to go to the attorney general to be reviewed within 60 days.
so we'll review that and some others, and
Yeah.
probably after the summer.
So discuss again next meeting, or?
Yeah, and probably vote at that time also, it's right.
if people are ready, if you guys are ready. If you-
I would like to make a motion that we get a chance for MICFA to discuss that, look into it further.
Yep,
Anybody?
Second?
Second?
Yep, second.
that's fine, Steve, it this, I mean, MICFA is MICFA, I get it, but like, this is not Green Harbor, it's just townwide. So if you guys collectively as MICFA can go to town meeting or a future select board meeting, if and when it does come up, you're more than willing to, able to do that.
So what are you gonna do about people that aren't able to buy insurance? Because say their boat's uninsurable.
Well, what I'm gonna do, Steve, once all the mooring bills come back this year, which are almost done, currently on our vessel description sheet, it lists if you have insurance. So I'm gonna take all the town moorings the vessel description sheets that we have, and I'll figure out what the percentage of people that don't have insurance is, of how many people it actually impacts. I don't really think it's that many personally. I think a lot of the guys have insurance, or private boats have insurance.
Well, people that have mortgages on their boats most likely do,
Probably, yeah.
but people who have paid to own them, it's another story, you know?
Okay.
You got the mosquito fleet too, it's, 17-foot boats with moorings. They might not have insurance.
Yeah, that's why I'm gonna grab all the vessel description sheets and look at to see what is it, what's the percentage. That's all. This doesn't have to be done by August, it's just a discussion, that's all.
Okay, move on from that. Everybody okay with that?
One
Yep.
quick question.
Yep.
When the Army Corps guy was talking to us, he said the dredge spoil area off Green Harbor Beach there was almost full.
I'm not sure what the capacity is. I did ask them if they were gonna survey that as well. I'm not sure if they did or not. They typically do, but I know they were doing a LiDAR on Monday, but we'll see. We're not gonna know what the capacity is until we actually go out there and survey it, like, at least from a year from now. 'Cause I know it does move, but we'll see. Or if it is full, it'll probably go to Cape Cod Bay.
And would that affect the channel dredging, which is traditionally that's what it's done?
No.
Fine.
No. The last time we dredged, 2 years ago, it went to Cape Cod Bay. All that went to Cape Cod Bay.
That's, oh, wow, okay.
For the first portion, they couldn't go to near shore site until November 1st. But up in October 1st and November 1st, they had to go to Cape Cod Bay. Green Harbor and Taylor all went to Cape Cod Bay this year as well.
And cheaper delivery costs
Yeah.
rather than right offshore.
And that's, if you go to Cape Cod Bay, which is where the Army Corps does have some jurisdiction, technically, but not really, because it's actually a state site. It's a state permit under the 401 water quality. The issue gets into like the right whales and the time of year restrictions, what it is. But the Army Corps does pinpoint where you can dump the spoils.
Well, the marina dredge spoils have to go offshore, but the
Yeah,
stuff from my
yeah.
mooring out can go right to
Yes,
Duxbury Beach.
you can.
Because of,
And technically, Steve, all the material in the channel should go right over the west jetty and bulldoze down the beach personally.
I think we
That's
should-
where it should go.
should bring
But it's the
bring
cheapest
direction,
means.
give it to them.
They deem it the cheapest means to do the project, which is taking it near shore, taking it to Cape Cod Bay. I think it should go right over the west jetty, and so you get bulldozer there pushing it down the beach personally. Because it's all suitable for that, so. Anything else?
Hey, Mike, how's the new harbor master boat going?
New boat's great. That was actually, took a while to get that. We sat for a year in limbo, not limbo, but into production. And then we got into production over a year ago. But that was 2024 grant money that we got. We got $603,000 for that boat. So
1,200 horsepower, how fast will that thing go?
that's what Plymouth has, Situate has 350s.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's just what it
that
is.
thing must go 50 miles an hour.
It does.
Yeah.
It does, but we can hold 23 people. It actually has a 6 kW generator on it,
Wow.
so we can plug in all the sonar equipment, all that stuff. We can charge everything in it. It has 2 heaters on it.
That pump on it for all the boats?
We found better luck with the Milwaukee hand pumps. We saved 3 boats in the last 2 years with them. So we can charge all the batteries on the boat, the whole bow drops down, so we can literally go right to the beach and drop the bow and walk off. So we added that, I'm not sure if you saw that feature on there, but if you wanna see, I'm happy to show you. Has a color infrared on it, 3 screens, radar, obviously, everything like that, so,
Nice,
yeah, so,
very nice.
yeah.
So what's the total cost with electronics?
The whole total cost was $804,000.
How much?
804.
804.
Yeah, 804. And the town paid 201, and the old boat's currently up for auction for over $300,000, which.
So you're only gonna have one boat in Green Harbor?
2, 27 stays there.
Okay.
Yeah, the big boat stays in the year round, doesn't come out.
Okay.
That boat, and that's more for the heavy weather boat,
All right.
so, yeah. And there'll be like 3 or 4 coxswains that can drive that, not everybody's gonna drive that one. There'll be crew members, but,
Yeah,
you know, Rick will be a coxswain on it, he's getting close and getting trained on it. It's just, there's a lot more stuff on it than the other boat.
right,
It just takes a little bit to get used to it.
yeah.
How many gallons per hour does it use at like 40 knots?
Like, so we're figuring it out, like around 3,300, it burns like 27.5. And you're doing like 32 miles an hour. We only have 14 hours on it, Steve, so we're still getting used to it.
Well, doesn't the computer tell you that exactly?
It does, but we're trying to figure out the optimum cruising speed and range.
Yeah.
Wide open.
Huh?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Wide open.
yeah.
Remember when you said years ago, what do you do when you see a kayak? You speed up.
Yeah. Well, that was approved by town meeting 2 years ago.
Oh, no.
And the old boat was deemed surplus by the select board over a year ago, when I had that letter, if you want that letter, so.
So each one of those engines only burns 9 gallons per hour?
Per hour, yeah. Well, yeah. What it is. Yeah. Yeah. That's what the gauge says, and it holds 300 gallons.
I have to put 3 of them on Venus.
There you go. At least 3.
Yeah.
How much does one of those engines cost, 100 grand?
No.
How much?
It's like 40. You
40?
You pay government price, you don't pay full price on stuff. It's all GSA. Yeah. Yeah. 5-year warranty on them.
It's a 410 horsepower.
Yeah.
I mean, actually,
It's the boat.
It's
at
worth,
It actually
mile
has-
per
it's
gallon.
worth getting a new boat.
Yeah, and Steve actually has a complete washdown system on the boat. You hit a button, it flushes each engine every time you come in. Get the salt out of the impellers, it flushes. There's a freshwater flush down for the generator as well. So it was well thought out to reduce maintenance, so. That's that. Like I said, that took over 2 years to get. So. And Situate has pretty much the identical boat. Plymouth Fire has 2 feet less, same, I think 300s or 350s in our fire boat. Weymouth obviously has a 38 footer, I don't think we need a 38 footer, but that boat is literally 2 feet bigger than the boat we had, but it's just, we moved the cabin forward, we picked up more space inside. We can put 8 people inside, no problem, and the whole boat can hold 23 people for, if you had to make a major rescue, so probably put 30 on it if you really had to.
Mhm.
So,
Cool.
if you wanna come see it, I'd gladly show it to you.
Has it got a defibrillator on
It does, has defib, has oxygen, has Narcan, backboard, complete first aid package, has pretty much everything on it. Has no drugs on it, obviously, we're not paramedics, but, in the need of a medical, the coxswain's choice is to weigh the odds. If you go right away, get the person come in, or you wait the extra 5 minutes for the paramedics and the fire guys to get there, and then you go. Preferred, you probably wait for the fire guys to show up, because that's their job, they're the medical personnel, you can't be doing CPR and driving the boat, but.
And CPR doesn't work anyway.
It absolutely works. Once you tell them, the CPR doesn't work.
Does
it?
that
He's an authority on everything.
Does that one work? Yeah, does that one works, but CPR doesn't work.
It does. It does work.
You just keep the body alive and then right there.
Yeah. But it has all that stuff on there. Actually, all the boats have that stuff on there. I mean, this boat has more gear because there's more room on it, obviously. All the boats have dewatering pumps, and the beach buggy have the dewatering pump for the boat ramp as well, because there are people that launch at the ramp that don't put the plugs in, and we all know that. So,
So some other town gonna buy our old boat, some other harbor
It's
master?
on gov deals right now. You can buy it if you want.
I don't want it.
You can buy it.
Insurance is too much.
That's right. Yep. So does it go out to bid for the general public or just to
It
other
is
towns?
right, it does right now. So basically that boat, when we first bought that boat in 2012, 2013, we paid $386. And we're selling it now for $319, which is the reserve. So granted, it has new engines on it. The engines on that boat are only have 262 hours on them. And if you notice last year, we kind of didn't use it that much because we kind of didn't want to put hours on the boat because I wanted to keep the value up on the boat. But, and the electronics were done in 2024 as well. So there has been some modifications to the boat, but
So we put new engines on that harbor master boat that we're selling?
you paid 25%, FEMA paid 75% on that boat. And that was like 2022, 2023. So they were from COVID, that grant money. So, but under code US code number 2, the boat's deemed surplus over 10 years, so the engines are 4 or 5 years old. So technically, that 52,000, that 75% of that grant money will go back to FEMA. So, and that money can't go to general fund either because it's grant money. So, but I think it's held its value pretty well. The jet dock definitely helps. The boat's never been bond and painted, you know. Never really done the sinks over. So, but that boat will be, that new boat will be there for the next.
So that money
It's
will go
12
back
years.
into the capital budget fund?
What's that?
That money will
You
go back in the capital
no, you
budget
can't, you
fund?
can't, a portion has to go back to FEMA. You can't put grant money back into general capital budget funds. That's grant money.
So we have to give the money back to FEMA?
A portion of, yeah, portion of, yeah.
Steve, why don't you look into that?
You know, because on all the other grants we do, it goes back to the capital budget.
I don't know about that, I'm not gonna debate that, but not federal port security grants, no.
All right, let's move on. One of these days, we're gonna have to address the Harbor Rivers Management Plan. We'll wait till after the summer. I see everybody's jumping for that one. Now we got the big one. Let me check. See who volunteered for positions. Seriously. Every year, this time of year, we do elections for the next coming year. Paula's, Greg and Paula have worked out, Paula's gonna run for secretary. If anybody wants chairman, feel free. Huh? Can't hear. I mean, I'll do chairman. Mike will do vice.
Yeah.
We'll cast one slate. Bill Carrigan, Mike Twain, and Paula Lynch. Somebody make a motion?
I'll make,
You.
Second.
I'll make the motion that you guys all run for the office.
Okay. Second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Oh, thank you.
Congratulations.
Yeah. Again.
I certainly would.
Good one, Bob, I like that one. We kind of covered old business, unless anybody has anything else.
I just want to say something about the bylaw. So you're gonna make a committee for bylaws, that's what you're gonna do?
I thought we'd just review them,
I thought last time we
we
said
say
that everybody would review them.
everybody would review them.
rather than
I'm able to
having
go through them.
rather
So
than
you're not
having-
gonna have an official bylaw committee to look at the bylaws to review them?
I don't think it's necessary, but that's just my opinion.
Okay.
I did email them to everyone, did everybody, I hope I didn't miss anyone, so.
They're on the town website as well.
I mean, if we have to break it up into multiple meetings to review them, that's fine. But I think one of the questionable ones might be the insurance, and I don't know if it's on the other ones.
As long as it's gonna be informal, because if it's gonna be formal, I would have to look at the charter, because that might have to be appointed by the selectmen. We're gonna have an official bylaw.
I'm saying no committee,
Right, okay.
unless you guys want it.
No, this committee can just review them, right?
I would say, as a waterways committee, we review them.
I think everybody read them over, and if you got suggestions, you have suggestions, if you don't, you don't.
We'll put it on the agenda and discuss it at the meetings. You know, we'll go one by one.
And if there's no changes, there's no changes. I mean, we got pretty good bylaws, with the houseboat bylaw we've done in the past. I think the mooring regulations, I think, are pretty good, I don't think there's anything to change on those, I think they're pretty good.
There's nothing that's jumping out that says.
No,
this
no.
needs to change.
No, it's just, you know, but it's,
Just,
but that's why we're here to review stuff, like definitely the waterways and management plan, because that expired last year. But, and that was supposed to be a subset of the whole town master plan, which it kind of really didn't become of that, but there's a lot of the harbors and rivers and management plan that's pretty much already done. That's been done, dredging, the jetty stuff, and things like that, so. But, we kinda need to build it for the next 10 years.
Yeah.
That's all. If there's things that we want done.
How many years ago was that finalized, that plan?
2015. We paid $26,000 to UMass Urban Harbors to do it for us. Now, sure, a lot of guys were here then, I was through a lot of meetings with them to draft that. And
Navigation.
And Mike McNamara.
Yeah, we did that, did we?
Yeah, we did.
Lot of work.
Kicked its ass.
Was it really?
But if you guys have time, if you guys could review the waterways, and rivers management plan, and also the bylaws and more regulations, then I don't think we need to meet in July unless you want to, but that's pretty much our busiest month. So I'll meet if you want, but you're involved.
Well, it's already, you know, it's almost July.
Yeah.
Want to go, want to put something out, or you want us to go, say, end of August, September? Anything pressing that you want to?
September? No. I mean,
September? Yeah.
I could just, we typically take the summer off usually, but
Yeah.
I think people have their homework to read those 3 things. I
Yeah.
think it's, you know, they can compile what they think looks good or bad, or what they want to change or not change. I'm not really looking to propose many changes to their bylaws or stuff, I can tell you that much, there's not really much in it to change. You know.
Right.
It's worked over the last time we did the bylaw review was like 2008, 2009. And then again, we did the houseboat bylaw too, we did that probably 5 years ago. But I don't really think.
Yeah. Why don't we, we'll say mid-September, I'll put something out, we'll make sure this is available, and, you know, put something out a couple of weeks, and then a reminder.
Yeah.
Sound good?
Yeah, that's good.
Okay, anybody have anything? Go ahead.
Just when you brought up Urban Harbors
Yep.
Institute, did you get contacted by, like Story Read and DMS and Urban Harbors this year?
The only time I talked to Story Reed is when I went all the exports for grants.
Because they're putting together, allegedly, they're putting together a new port survey
Okay,
from.
I don't remember seeing that, yeah, I did last time they did that,
Yeah.
they did a pretty good job with it, but personally, I think the seaport should be looking at that data for the port's needs, right?
Well, supposedly it's part of the Commercial Fisheries Commission. And, you know, DMF seems to be promoting it as, you know, at every one of those commission meetings.
Right.
So it seems, they allegedly use that at the state level a lot. That's what Story tells us. Do you believe that? No.
I don't know, like,
Yeah.
I do
No,
email them.
but, so they just have a new, you know, I think it's been the last year they've been putting this thing together,
Right.
but it's not complete.
So Mike, on the bylaws, like, the one that I'm concerned with is how Road Marine gets to rent town moorings to people, but in harbor, we can't do that. So what gives them special privilege up here in the North
Because it
River?
falls under 910 CMR, he has to have a public hearing every year, that's how, and he's also providing access to the Commonwealth tidelands, where if Damien's Point had 200 feet of skiff space, the town would take all those moorings back probably. But there's no way there's no access for the town's lands to get to those moorings. And he has the same amount of moorings as Jerry Duffy had way back when. And he has to have a public hearing, and he pays the town $6 per foot, same as everybody else's mooring fee. So the town does make some money on it, but there's no public access for us to issue those moorings. Like, if I had 40 moorings at Damien's Point, there's only 12 parking spaces for one, and the Damien's Point dock is 10 by 60. I could never give those moorings away to anybody, you know what I mean?
Well, we need a better understanding of how moorings can be used in Green Harbor that are not being used by the owner.
This
We
is
need to
your,
have, you know, right now it says that it's up to you, but there's no criteria. You know, I mean, if somebody wants to use somebody else's mooring,
well, there is criteria, Steve.
what's the criteria?
The criteria is if you want to go on Eddie's mooring, you fill out the temporary mooring transfer form. We've been doing it for years.
And you're gonna approve everyone that comes across your desk then, that's what you're saying?
If the boat fits in the mooring, yeah. Size, draft.
Everyone that
beam.
comes across your desk, you're gonna approve that the boat fits in the mooring?
Size, draft, beam,
Okay,
yeah. You can't put a 50-foot boat on a 25.
I get that, I'm just saying.
Like, that's a scenario.
It's
You know?
not gonna be, there's gonna be a standard that everybody gets the
I think it's
same.
been pretty consistent across. Like, Wade Marshall has been on Mannix's mooring because we're still adjusting his.
I get that, I
Mooring order
understand.
signs off and they sign off on it. So all winter guys jump around, as long as they know, they email me all the time, Steve, so no one's getting anything else that the next guy's not.
I just think that we should have it in the regulations, how the process works.
Okay. This is why we're here, to go over the regulations.
Because quite frankly, I don't like the fact that road can rent town moorings and make profit at it, and we can't.
Right, well, they're not town moorings.
They're town land, everybody in this room in Green Harbor owns their mooring block and chain. Just like he owns the mooring blocks and chains, but the piece of property they're on is the town of Marshfield's.
Well, when that was Mary's boat, yeah, the same thing was going on.
I understand that.
So it's been going on since probably the 1950s.
So that doesn't make it right.
Yeah, it's,
For that.
I think he does read
So
it.
now you just want to
As
jump
Mike said,
in.
I think he reviews every year though, as a public meeting.
no, he renews every year, Steve, he has to pay, he pays a $500 application for, each permit. And then he has to provide me with a mooring list of all the boats that are on there. All those boats in Marshall have to pay boat excise tax, same as everybody else, and he pays $6 per foot for all those boats.
And what do they pay him per foot?
I don't know.
Well, we should know.
I don't know. But it's technically called the Commonwealth Tidelands. I know it's the town of Marshall, but under the CMR it says Commonwealth
Well, I mean,
Tidelands.
where my mooring is in Green Harbor is technically a federal
Anchorage.
anchorage.
Yeah,
But they give us, the town of Marshfield, the right to regulate it
Yeah.
and manage it.
it's 310 CMR 9.0, if you wanna look it up.
Okay, old business, new business. Make a motion to adjourn? Everybody good?
Thank you.
All in favor? Aye, opposed? Good, thanks everybody.